but I need to design a stretch rod bolt stretch gauge. I could buy the ARP one for a couple $300 or $400 Australian with the gauge, but I've got gauges and I don't like spending money on something that I'm pretty sure I can make at home. So I've got a gauge, I have a block of aluminium. I've already sort of scratched out a general design of what I'm after. So now we'll take it over to the mill and we'll get it all cut out. But the general idea is, yep, just like that. Then the gauge will come through here with a hole and have it split down there so I can put a grub screw into it. Like that. And then I'll make a pin from this side that can also screw in and out. Should be good. Alright, so now that we've got the bottom squared up, luckily I'm not bothering with that because I don't need it, because this section will be cut out. Got the top nice and shiny and squared up. The next step from here is I'm going to put it back in the machine, turn it this way, drill this hole for the thumb hole, and yeah, we'll see you back at the mill. So cleaned it up, got a couple of parallels in there to make sure it's nice and flat, or at least as flat as I can make it, and give it a little tappity tap. So it's flat on the rails. Give it that one a bit more space, because I'm going to drill a hole there. And now that's done up, I need to do the tool change. And there we have it, one little hole. Alright, back at the bench, now that we've got our two sides done and our thumb hole drilled, There's going to be a whole heap of cutting out material here and then up here, and we come in here to do this section. Then there's a lot of radiuses and corners to cut, and then we'll skim each side of these just to make sure they're nice and shiny once it's all cut. See you after this is boring bit. You don't need to see this, but yeah, I'm just going to cut this out with the bandsaw. But that's boring, so I'll see you back after that is done. Well, that's an hour of my life I'd be like back again. And now we've got it cut out. Managed to save myself a couple little billets. Now we'll get this back in the mill and start tying it up and truing it. See you back there. Start truing it up. I suppose while I'm cutting this, I could explain a little bit as to why a rod bolt stretch gauge. So traditionally you would use a torque method and a torque number to preload the bolt to a certain level of stretch, and over time it's been found that it can be torque wrench calibrations issues, it can be the material that the bolt is made out of, it can be the compressive strength of the material that it's clamping. You could also be looking at again, human error, as well as threads that are gold or that are been rounded smooth, that are applying more or less torque value to the bolt. So the idea then is, well, if I can't trust the torque value, what can you trust? So ARP and manufacturers who make these bolts, they've gone to a way of measuring the amount of stretch or preload you're putting on the bolt, so that then equates a certain amount of clamping force. And this way it is the most accurate way of making sure you get the correct clamping force on your rods, by measuring exactly how much the rod bolt actually stretches once it's been torqued. Now, the torque values and rod bolt stretch numbers are very, very similar, but the stretch gauge is the most accurate way of doing it. Just thought I'd throw that in there while I'm doing this machining, so that for anyone who doesn't know, gives you a bit of background information. there we have it. Still not fully machined, but all tidied up from my rough cuts. Now we're going to clean up the other side. The best I can. Oh. Yeah, alright, cool. That will just make it. So I'm leaving this footage in at real time because I think it's important for people to understand and realize that manual milling on a machine with no auto feeds of any kind takes forever to do. And if anyone wonders why billet parts are quite expensive, it is this. And yes, I understand billet parts are generally made with a CNC machine, but still, you can still make billet parts with a manual lathe. So it was done for, decades before computers were a thing. So just, sit back, relax, and have a look at just how long it takes just to clean these cuts up. Alright, see you back at the table. Alright, there we go. Most of it is roughed in. And most of the cutting stuff is off. Now what's left to do is we're going to make this one a curve. So we're going to go back to the mill in a minute. Hopefully bolt this through this hole on the table. Or I also have a little bench mill chuck, 3-jaw chuck, so maybe I can jig it up in the chuck, and we can just rotate the chuck around to get this radius I'm looking for. We'll see. We'll see you back at the mill once I've decided what we're going to do. Back at the mill.
Alright,
I'm just going to do it this way vertically, and then cut through steps, and then I can finish off with a belt linisher when I'm happy with it. In the linisher, and we'll see how we go. We'll see you back at the bench. Alright, so there we have it. One roughed in thing. So I feel next thing to do will be trying to drill some precision holes down each end of those, Then we can start making it look a bit nicer, or feel a bit nicer. So there it is. So yeah, come along good. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so now that we've got it roughed in, now we need to make some holes for the dial gauge to go into. In this case, this happens to be an 8.03 millimeter shaft through here. So I'm going to drill an 8 mil hole, and then I'm going to cut it through here and have like a little grub screw thing just to put a little bit of tension on it. There's a couple holes I have to make, so yeah, we'll see over at the oh yeah, and then there'll be a hole here as well for the other pin to go through, which I'll need to make last. But yep, so I'll see you over at the mill. Alright, so quick trip to the mill, drilled the hole, countersunk it just a little bit on each side for each of these, and we have our little clamp. Now I need to cut the slot. Alright, back from the lathe, spent a few hours thinning it down through these sections here because I wasn't happy with it. Lathe, mill, back from the mill. So now we have it all milled up, rounded off all the corners, pretty happy with it, and the gauge fits quite nicely when we put it in. So now we'll just do some assembly and we can call it pretty much done. There's a little nut and washer. Get that like that. Yes, I went too far with the blade and I've cut into my bit of alley, but stuff happens when you're not looking. So yeah, it's not bad. Still need to make one here. I need to tap this and get a bolt and then turn the end of the bolt down so that I have an adjustable bit. But yep, pretty much that's it. All done. Machining for a DIY rod bolt stretch gauge.